Good morning, digital toolers. Today is Thursday. It's your online day for Module 4 for working on your audio project, and I just want to go over a few quick things that I mentioned that I would cover. Remember that today is you should really at this point already have Soundtrap on your phone and have played around with it a little bit, and now you're ready to learn more about Soundtrap and to start playing out and actually record your two interviews and start the editing. Um, so let me just go over a few things first in the module here. Before there was a PowerPoint that was a practice, so I took that out because we didn't need that. So this is the YouTube video of Dr. Biswas just taking you through Soundtrap and how to edit, record, and edit in Soundtrap. It's only like 11 or 12 minutes long, so it's not very long. So after you've kind of played around with it, then you're ready to kind of start to learn how to learn. I would probably start learning. Just do a simple recording, and then just try to play around and edit it, and then start planning out your two interviews. So you definitely should be using the tutorial today. I want to show you a couple things I added that I realized should have been on here. I added a link here that's just a really short reading. I basically covered all these things on Tuesday, just talking about how to get good quality sound in general with any app on your phone. So getting close to the source. By distortion, we're talking about background noise. So if there's a lot, like right now, I'm not sure if you can hear it. I'll be quiet for a second. My heat in my house is blowing. So my guess is that right now I'm only about probably not even 2 feet away from the microphone in my laptop. So when I'm talking, you should probably be able to hear me pretty well. But if that background noise of the heater blowing, or if there was a lot of traffic noise, or the dog barking, then that would definitely be kind of distorting the sound of my voice. You definitely want to record your interviews in a relatively quiet space. And then if you want to record some ambient noise or add background music, whatever, then you could do that as a separate track, and that gives you more power to control in the editing phase. So anyway, just take a look at this. Remember that part of the assignment, or probably the biggest part of the assignment, is getting good sound quality. Okay, so the next link that I added is just common editing terms. So I mentioned some of these terms in class yesterday, and some of these might come up in the final exam, but I think they're generally good to know. So I would just read through them relatively quickly, like being able to know what a split is, and or a trim, and the difference between stereo and mono sound, and just common terms that when you're talking to someone about working on an audio project, so that when they mention those terms, you're not confused about what they are. Lastly, common digital audio file formats to know. And I also mentioned some of these in class yesterday. For example, I said that if you could go online and search on Google for sound effects or sound files, and a lot of them would be in a .wav file format or .aiff that you would be able to drag in. It's a little bit harder on your phone. Like if you really wanted to add more sound effects, then it would be easier if you used GarageBand. So I have GarageBand right here that I use for song composition, or Audacity. Then it's a little bit easier. Excuse me, because you can drag. It's easy, a bigger dashboard to be able to drag these other files onto your song in or onto your excuse me, onto your format, your track, and edit them. So an MP3 obviously, or like I mentioned, is what you're going to export. In Soundtrap, you can directly upload something to the web, or you can export it as an MP3 file, and where people can play it in multiple formats. So anyway, just browse through there, and again, this is also the type of information that might be on the final exam. Okay, so lastly, and then also remember that I showed you there's some other links here for just more tutorials on Soundtrap. But the main one you definitely need to look at is Dr. Bizwest just going through how to edit in Soundtrap. So this is my site. So I just wanted to get through a couple other ways. In class, I showed you how to directly embed a audio file that you've already uploaded to SoundCloud. Remember, SoundCloud, it's really easy to make a free account and to upload sound clips to it. So I'd use it for songs, but it could be anything. Journalists use it a lot to upload interview clips. So I'm just going to go to one of my pages. Just going to go to my home page, and I think I deleted the song I put on there. Okay, let me delete this real quick. Okay, so delete you. Okay, so right now we don't have anything here, and so there's a couple things I could do. So I can go to, but before audio shows up here, just because I already just make sure that it was included in the block, and so, but if not, then you could just type A or AUD and it'll show up. So this is already, just like the SoundCloud block is already there, the audio block is there as well. And what that does is it gives you a couple different options. If you already uploaded a .wav or a .mp3 file in your media library, then you could tell it where it is. Or you can upload an MP3, or you could either insert something from SoundCloud or another streaming service. So for example, let's see, I was just looking up, I was on SoundCloud, it gives me all sorts of suggestions all the time. I saw Billie Eilish. One of my students last semester went to a Billie Eilish concert and did an audio slideshow. So anyway, these are just, I don't think you can download these, but they're all for free. So I could just go here, and I could go to share. And this would be the same thing for my own account. So once you upload something, then you have the share on your account, share option. And I could just copy this URL that it's offering me, and I could go back and I could paste it in here. And let's see what it looks like. Again, it gives a preview, and then I can hit upload or update. Remember, for almost everything you do on the dashboard in WordPress, you have to save it or hit publish to make sure it actually goes through. Let's see. Okay. There it is. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that. Alright, and then the other option is creating, again, another audio block. And this time, if I have something, and this is particularly useful if you used Audacity or GarageBand, or you can certainly do this from your phone as well. You can log into WordPress to do anything. And so I could just hit upload. I have a bunch of MP3 files in my GarageBand folder. And so one thing here, now I looked and it looks like maybe the limit is going to be 10 megabytes, but most, and you're going to read about MP3s in that one short reading about file formats, but it's a lossy compression, and basically what that means is it kind of takes away a teeny bit at the high end and the low end of what humans can hear in the digital audio file, and it kind of trims those off in order to save memory size, file size. So you can see all these are pretty small relatively. I could just test. Let's see, this one looks like it's 8 or almost 9 megabytes. So we can just double check and make sure it works. So I'm going to upload it. And the skin looks like this. And I'm just going to make sure it worked. I'm going to hit upload. Preview. Okay, and there it is. So it would give you a error file. If it was trying to upload it, and if it was too big, and it hit the limit there. So there you go. So now you know a couple different ways to get audio onto your pages. So remember for next Tuesday before class, you need to go ahead and put either your one really or longer, like 2 interviews together plus transitions, a good start and finish, and so which would be about probably a little bit longer than a minute, between a minute and a half, or if you want to put 2 shorter files, but they need to be on your website. And then I also want you to, oh no, that's actually it. So you're going to submit the tutorial journal after you do the video next week. So at that point, that's all you need to make sure you do. I can test and I can see what time you actually submitted that or put it on your site by. So just do it by Tuesday morning, and you'll all be good. And then on in class on Tuesday, we will start the video editing. So if you have any questions, email me, and I will see you on Tuesday.